Hello, in this lesson we are learning how to make custom reports using the events report template. So as you can see, I am in my GA4 property right now and I am already in the library. So we will go ahead and click on new report and click detailed report. From here we will select the events report. So this is the report interface. So let's start with the example. So the first example that I have for you is, suppose you want to know what are the events happening by page basis, and you want to also, like, you are focusing on the organic medium. So for that, let's start the report. The dimension will be the single one, the event name, but we can change the metrics. So right now there are 4 metrics. We don't need the revenue, so we will just remove it and just apply. So now we want to do two things. We want to know which pages are having, like, doing what events. So we can add a secondary dimension from here. You can just click here and click the page screen, and then you can either choose landing page or query string or page path and screen class. So we will choose the page path and screen class. So this will tell you all the pages, and because there are 305 fields, we can just increase this to 250. This will allow us to look at more data in a singular place, and we can remove this bar chart. So now we only have one thing to do, and that is to see the organic traffic. So we can go ahead and make a filter, and we will write session medium matches organic. So we will hit apply. So now you have the data that you are looking for, that is from the organic medium, and you can see the event count for different pages. So for example, you only want to focus on a single page or maybe a single subfolder. So suppose I have a subfolder called SEO Hub. So I can just write this, and when I hit enter, it will tell me all the pages that are in this subfolder and all the events associated with it. So if I want, I can also look data for a particular page. So for example, I can add this coaching in front of it so that it will show us the data for only this particular page. So now that we have done this, we can also, like, go ahead and make a summary card out of it. So, like, select the dimension, select the metric, and add our visualization and add our current filter. So this will give us the data, and we can just hit apply. So this is the first example. Now let's move on to the second example. So for the second example, let's say you want to know the events for any other operating system apart from Windows. So for this, you can just, like, first we can just remove this bar chart, and we can adjust our metrics. So for this, we just need a simple filter that says that we want to exclude the Windows operating system. So we can write operating system. So now we can see a different kind of filter builder. So here you can add, like, does not contain Windows, and we can just apply. So now this will tell you all the event count for operating system that are not Windows, and here you can see the data. You can also make a secondary dimension to know, like, which different operating systems are, having these different events. So you can go into platform device, and then you can choose the operating system, and then it will tell you all the other operating system, like where are different events happening. So you can make this as 50, and you can see, like, all the data. So this was the second example. Now let's move on to the third example. For the third example, you can do something like, if your company is focusing on a certain country, that we only want to know where the country or which region the events are happening. So you can just remove this bar chart, adjust your metrics, and you can add a filter that tells you the specific country exactly matches United States. You can do something like this, or you can, if you want, you can do this by a particular region. So if you are just targeting a particular region within a country, so then you can also do it. You can also go ahead and make a secondary dimension that tells you different regions within this country. So now, as we can see, there are different fields. Now we can toggle this to see more data, and as you can see, the Virginia has like a lot of event count for the page view. So if you want to see any particular event, then you can just do this search, and suppose you're looking for the click, then you can enter click and hit enter. Then it will tell you only the event click and different regions of United States. Then you can understand this data in more depth. So now that we have understood how you can make custom reports out of this events template, now I have an exercise for you. So suppose your company is focused on engagement metrics like user engagement and how they are performing compared to the last month. They also want to know which country has the highest amount of user engagement. So in this case, what dimensions, metrics and filters would you apply to make this report? Think about it a little bit, and when you're done, we will go ahead and make the report. So in this example, we are looking at a few things. We want to know the specific event, that is user engagement, and we want to know which country they are coming from, and we also want to compare it to the last month. So in this case, we will just start by metrics, and we can remove this metric. If you want, you can add any other metric, but for now these three are fine. And we can also remove this bar chart. We don't need to add a filter in this because we can just do it from here only. Now we want to add a secondary dimension, that is country, because this will tell us where are the different countries this data is from. And we can also search for the user engagement because this is the metric we are looking at. So we have our data now. We have a lot of things, but there is only one thing, and that is the compare part. And as you may already know, we have to save this report in order to apply the comparison. So just give me a minute, I will save this report and then we will go through it together. So now we are in the report, and I have saved this report by events by country in this engagement folder. So let's look at this report. We have to do the search again because it will not retain this search. So we can just write engagement. So now we have most of the data. Now we want to compare it from the last month. So you can just click compare, and by default it will do the month by month over month comparison. And after hitting apply, you can see that the India has the highest number of user engagement, and it has been increased by 50% in the last month, like from the last month. So if you are targeting United States, you can do something like this engagement has not been increased a lot, so we need to work on like targeting the United States better. So this is your answer to your exercise. If you want, you can also make a filter here that you want to only measure the organic traffic. So you can do something like session medium, and you can exactly matches organic. So you can apply this filter. So after applying the filter, we can see that in United States the organic engagement has been the highest this month, but it has decreased a bit compared to the last month. But in the case of India, the change has been 44%, and see in the last month it was only 148, but now it is like 214. So this is how you can actually like go filter to get specific data that you're looking for. And this is the answer to your exercise. I hope you are able to understand how to make custom reports using the events report template. If you have any questions, I would love to help you.